All right, as the new Trump administration begins to take shape, congressional Democrats are crafting their own strategy in responding to Republicans. Let's bring in NBC News senior national political reporter Sahil Kapoor. Sahil, you have some new reporting on the Democratic strategy. What are you hearing?
That's right, Mika. Well, long story short, the second resistance will not be the same as the first. Democrats are drawing on lessons from the first Trump administration and the 2024 election, what worked for them, what didn't, and reorienting strategy to get back to basics, trying to convey to voters that they're the party who'll have your back on economic and pocketbook issues. Unlike Republicans, they say. Let me take you back to last week. Within 48 hours of President Trump getting inaugurated, House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries held a private meeting with Democrats and warned them that the administration is going to flood the zone and that Democrats could not afford to chase every single outrage or nothing was going to sink in for the voters. That's according to a source in the room who I spoke to. The next day, here's what he told reporters. Take a listen.
The House Republican contract against America is an extreme plan that will not lower costs for everyday Americans. It will make our country more expensive.
And that's going to sum up the Democratic message for the coming weeks and months that Republicans don't have a plan to address the concerns at the kitchen table. It means Democrats will focus less on cultural issues. We saw lots of them vote for the Laken Riley Act to crack down on undocumented immigrants and nonviolent crime. We also saw them refuse to take the bait on Trump's taunts over transgender rights, which they call a distraction from the lack of a Republican agenda. Senator Adam Schiff, who was in some ways the face of the first resistance, told me, quote, "I think we have to pick our fights and not chase after every crazy squirrel." He said things like the renaming of the Gulf of Mexico and other absurdities Democrats will let go. Instead, he said they'll focus on the stuff that really matters, the trade wars that he said will raise costs on people, mass deportations that'll raise food prices, and the pardoning of criminals who beat police, and now the focus on tax cuts for really rich people. Notice how Schiff is connecting the pardons and the mass deportations to kitchen table issues. That is deliberate. Now, one big thing Democrats have zeroed in on is the reconciliation agenda pushed by Trump and Republicans, which they call a big tax break for wealthy people paid for by cutting benefits on middle-class Americans. Senator Brian Schatz, the Hawaii Democrat, told me that his party will talk every day about what a ripoff this whole enterprise is. His words. He added that Democrats have not been good at focusing. They talk one thing, about one thing one week, another thing the next week, and he begrudgingly admitted that Trump is extraordinarily skillful at commanding attention. So one of the things he says Democrats are going to do is make a conscious effort. Whatever else is going on, their message is going to be, they are ripping you off. That strategy faces another test today with its aggressive new White House budget memo calling for a freeze to most federal aid as part of Trump's agenda, which Democrats are excoriating as a lawless move by Trump to hold up vital funds that Americans need. Mika?